Hello everybody and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I am largely unemployed and today we're gonna try and work out what I was doing here. Um, okay, so it's been a couple weeks since I last recorded this game, and so I'm a bit behind, I'll be honest, as to exactly what we were doing in this base. Let's take stock of what we got going on, right? I know I could have gone and watched the video, but that's no fun. Let's just power through it. So we got a farm going, which is currently being insulated, which is very good. So we have some bristle blossoms going. That's not the most effective use of lighting, but whatever, it's fine. We got some meal wood growing at the base. That's great. We got a little food station over here. I'm guessing that was done to isolate the heat. That's sort of something I've been doing lately. We got a bedroom that needs painting. We got our plumbing set up. That's fantastic. Okay, that's a big chunk of work done. It's nice to get that done early game, get that sort of water cycling going. But I'm guessing you guys already know about that. And then this is what perplexed me. I was like, clearly I was thinking of taking this super hot water from the steam vent over here, right, and plumbing it into here for some reason. Let's have a look. What's that plumbing pipe there doing? So this is going up this way and then dumping water into here as like an overflow. I'm guessing I was thinking of using this as an overflow, but this water is massively contaminated. Whereas this is completely clean. But I mean, this is also very hot, so it would essentially act as a water tepidizer and kill off a lot of a lot of the germs coming off there, but it wouldn't kill off all of them, which means that I'd be putting food poisoning into essentially all my foods. And I think the only food you can't remove all germs from cooking is lice loaf. Yeah, because that takes water and meal lice. Because look, the mush bar, it takes water and dirt, but then you can fry it. This is the thing. Then you can fry it up, and you actually get a net calorie gain for doing that, and you kill off all the germs inside. Whereas with the lice loaf, right, you do get a 500 kilocalorie boost for putting it through the system. Well, you're adding the water, so it's not exactly a free boost, but you are getting a boost. You can also just pickle the stuff so it lasts forever, but it's a net, there's no difference. It just preserves it, really. And other than that, there isn't really any use for meal lice at all, actually. It's fine as a food. Like, let's click on it here once this one drops, and we'll see what it does. Just want to see what it's meal wood. No, come on, give me the lice. Give me the meal lice. Meal lice. There we go. It's 600 kilocalories, so that pickling takes 3 such things, and it's the same food quality. So there's not really any loss to doing it that way. It just doesn't spoil. So basically, all you're doing then is using the power required to pickle it. Okay, so, but you see, we do also have this nice clean, I think this is a clean water source. Yes, it is. It's a clean water source right here, which for the most part will probably get us through, our early game lice loaf needs. Okay. I'm going to let this sit as it is for now. Where is my ration box? Oh, it's over there. Okay. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. I mean, we could put the meal lice here and then the lice loaf over there, but let's just leave it all there. It's nice and safe in the CO2, not going to spoil. How are we getting rid of our polluted water? Do we have a dumping point for it? I bet you we don't. So one thing we could do, right, is bump up all of this equipment a single tile all the way up to there. With the exception of the shower, and then we could fit in a pitcher pump, or rather a bottle emptier, right over nya. Or even just, sort of this bit, which would look a bit stupid, but we could drop that in there, or alternatively we could drop this down, a tile, and you could drop the stuff in, but I don't really want to do that, to be honest, because this polluted water here is not germy. And as long as power doesn't die in this base, which, it's a big if, then these duplicants should never, have a little accident and dump polluted water elsewhere in the base. So essentially, any polluted water I get would ideally in no way be germ-filled. Which makes me think that maybe what I want to do, because even like this polluted water over here, this stuff is never infected with slime lung. All the slime around it is, and of course, if you drain this water and you expose the slime lung, it will output polluted oxygen, which is extremely infected with basically tuberculosis, which we don't want. But that water itself is not germy, so you can process that through a water filter, and you'll get clean water, which means that this polluted water can run through the same water sieve as this one, but it doesn't need to be dumped with all the germy crap. Well, then we can't do it through the same water sieve because that'll output to the same germ pile. Yeah, and I don't actually want to contribute to the system more than is necessary. Like, I kind of like to leave these isolated. We should have insulated this, though, because this is going to get up to 30 degrees pretty fast. This wall's done. It's probably worth... It's definitely worth just... you know what, let's go ahead, let's bite the bullet. We can do it with sandstone. I've learned some things about the game since we last spoke. For example, a little something I can tell you is that it doesn't really matter what you make this insulated tile out of, because the insulated tile is going to take the specific heat, or the thermal conductivity rather, of any given material. So I think for like sandstone, can I find something to click on? Just find something to click on. Sure, there's some sandstone. Sandstone properties, thermal conductivity 2.9, right? This thing, the insulated tile, right? I think reduces that to 0.01% of its original amount. So that moves the decimal back 2 places essentially. Or no, more than that even, because percent's 100. But yeah, it moves it back. Can we find like, okay, this is granite, which now has a specific heat capacity, a thermal conductivity rather, of, and I don't think it affects your specific heat capacity. I'll have to check that. But the thermal conductivity has been reduced significantly, and let's find ourselves some granite in storage. Do any of these have any granite in them? My apologies, better prepared, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Arnold. Is that what Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds like? I don't know. Do we have any granite? I bet you we don't. We have 280 lying around somewhere, but that's a lot of work. Tell you what, let's go ahead and build these out of sandstone, and we'll see what the difference is between this tile and this one. And then we'll sort of get an idea for the kind of reductions we're talking about here. Now, of course, when I plop out these tiles, this water will fall through, and I'll just have to sweep it up. This is going to be a problem. I don't really want this germy crap polluting my base. But at the same time, I mean, it's kind of fine if they just process some of this water through the system. It's okay if we got a bit of germ. Or is it okay? Is it okay? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not okay. Maybe we just let this be hot down here, because, I mean, this is outputting a lot of heat anyway. And then we just sort of seal up the top here. And then while we're at it, we might as well, go ahead and seal up these areas as well, because this thing also outputs a ludicrous amount of heat. So just isolate that. Which I think we should be nearly done with, right? Because you output polluted dirt. Yes, okay, so it's only this thing really that we need to purify, and even then we don't really have to. We could just stick it in this room with a deodorizer and then just let it sit there. We don't actually have to process that back into dirt. We have no shortage at present, but I guess it doesn't really hurt to just do it. Okay, so this here, we can have a look. Okay, so this is an insulated tile made out of sandstone, with a thermal conductivity of 0.029 and a specific heat capacity of 0.8. So, specific heat capacity has not changed, but as you can see, we've moved the comma back. Yeah, we've moved it forward, rather. Or back? Forward? Really, it's pretty relative, but we've moved the decimal point 2 spaces to the left there. So, we've now got a thermal conductivity of 0.29. So, I think that's 0.01%. Thermal conductivity, or 0.1%. I can't remember. I don't maths anymore. Point is that it is significantly lower. So, like, even then, compared to granite or igneous rock, which is, deceptive, was particularly low, we have 0.020. Sandstone is 0.029. It's negligible, the difference. And sandstone is so much more available for this sort of stuff that I'd rather make regular tiles out of igneous rock. So I don't have to use 400 of it. So that's a lesson I've learned. We won't replace these things, but for the most part, that makes a lot more sense now. Okay, sorry, I had to step away there for a second. I forgot what I was saying, but in that time, research is finished. We now have the radiant gas pipes, which we can use to pipe around some of this air in here and cool things down because, oh boy, is it toasty. I think that the thermal conductivity, yeah, is pretty high for copper. So we're going to want to swap this door out for something a bit less thermally conductive. What other metals do we have available? None. Okay, cool. So that's just gonna, this door is just gonna get hella hot, and it's gonna output that heat this way for some time coming. But I mean, the insulation's going in pretty quickly, which I am very happy with, I must say. How many germos is that? That's a lot of germs, man. There's like millions in this fresh water. Ugh. I don't think that, does this fresh water kill it off? I can't remember. Let's see if we can't find out the germ properties. Change rate 78 per cycle. Okay, it's just dying on liquid. Yes, and I think that is because it is clean water. Yeah, that's clean water. This is overpopulation that's killing it, but the clean water does actually kill germs naturally. Very, very slowly. It'll take, what, 9 cycles? So 33 cycles to kill off 100% of the germs-ish, which is, you know, well, 99% of the germs. Which, I mean, you can just leave it there, and as long as you don't add to it, it will eventually happen, but... and also remember, like, that rate drops. It kills 3% of the current population, not the initial population every cycle, so it's actually quite a bit slower than that. We could come up here real quick and grab some of this food. We're pretty stable at present. Mostly mush fries, really, still, which is kind of shit. What we can do is turn some of these bristle blossoms into... Oh, we are. So what's the hold up here? What are we waiting for? Because that makes them a lot happier when they hit the bristleberries. No, I'm uncertain. Okay, well, that person just ate a raw potato, but that's cool. Let's go ahead and extend our ladder up this way a little bit. We get into this oxalite, also get access to this this big old pond of water up here. I don't think we're going to be in trouble for water for a while. I think we're mostly fine. But I really want to get into these plants over here. And we can set auto harvest. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And these bristle blossoms are harvest ready too, which is very nice. Okay, that'll get done. And that also gives us access to some of the taller bits of the base, you know, some substrate up there. So now, how is the thermal leaching going on here? Okay, it's 36.8 and climbing? Yeah, I think we're definitely climbing. Are we dropping or climbing? It's not clear. No, climbing. It went up to 9. Okay, whereas on this side is at 43. Okay, so we are insulating at least a bit. Jesus, look at this. Oh god, now they can't dissipate. Look how hot it's getting. Holy Christ. That might overheat some of these. What's your overheat temperature? Melting point 1,000 degrees. No, we're okay there. 75 degrees for that valve, though. That's gonna break. Because this stuff gets up, yeah, way hotter than that. Shit. This is not the blessing I initially thought it was. See, the nice thing, the best way to destroy this would be if it was polluted water, we could run it through a filter, and that would just it would just output at 40 degrees, so it would wipe off like half the heat right away. We could dump this water into this water, but it would just get more heat would just get added by that steam vent. A cool steam vent, my ass. Oh, look at this. We have another geyser down here. Let's go. We should go investigate that. Can we dig down into this safely? Yes, we can. Ooh, and it gives us access to a bunch of coal and algae. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't done that already. Let's go ahead and schedule that for doing then. Those are words, right? Sure. Let's also insulate the rest of this farm. I'll have to redo this at some point, but for now this is fine. And we can take this ladder down into this space, and we'll access over here from here. This is kind of barren, isn't it, down here? God. Let's dig up that muck root and that muck root, and leave the mealwood. We can get the gristle body temperatures are too hot. Ah, yeah, it is. It's quite warm in here. That's another problem. This is hot AF. Because normally you don't have like a big space like this right next to the edge. Like this is very rare. I've never seen biomes clip. Because normally this sort of vein of granite and igneous rock sort of runs around the entirety of your starter biome, and that insulates you from the hotter bits outside. See, now I want to run left or right to get to a cold biome, because they're usually on the sides, but then you have to go through the slime, or alternatively the super hot water. And I bet you, yeah, there we go, we start hitting slime lung right over there, and I don't really want to do that without exosuits, and to do exosuits we need refining, and to do refining we need, oh god, it's just so many steps. Do we have brute force refinement? We do. We do. Okay, hold on, this, maybe we could stick that down here. I mean, it's already kind of hot, right? We might as well just dump some, this thing makes a lot of heat. We might as well dump some more heat into it. Like, if we're going to add heat to the base, let's do it down here, you know, where it's not that much of a problem. We can run this. Oh, and if you're wondering why I had to do it like that, you can't build over where the sort of the blueprint of plants. Bit odd. Can't be done. There's a lot of iron ore. Iron ore, if I remember correctly, has a slightly lower thermal conductivity than copper. Yeah, not exactly amazing. Gold amalgam's apparently the best. Yeah, 2. There you go. That's significant. Like, if we could swap this door out for like a pure gold door, these two, that would help a bit with the heat retention. As in rather retaining it on this side of things. Oh god, it's all getting so hot. What's that little round boy there? What's that about? Ladder? No? There's something there. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Am I on the wrong tile here? No, it's not gonna let me click on it. Oh well. It's still so like nice and temperate down here. But ooh, we're starting to get up to 30 degrees. The plants themselves are still decent. I think it's time to... Oh shit, and these lights. It's these lights, they output heat, don't they? Yeah, 2.5, it's very little. A single Weezewort, which is like sort of a naturally cooling plant, would be able to handle that and then some. We will rebuild this farm though, in due course, because this isn't perfect. Okay, now we wanted to get down to this geyser. Why don't we could just go straight down here, I guess. Because this is just hot. There's nothing particularly dangerous about this biome, as long as we stay away from, you know, all this nasty chlorine and stuff. So what we'll do is maybe to make a bit of a water airlock. Is that the best way to do this? We do have water right here. I think a water lock is probably the best, not the best, but the easiest way to do this. Because we're about to finish up this water, and then we'll be able to run a fireman's pole along this side. Or alternatively, we'll just get rid of some of these plants. Run them this way. This also opens us up to a nice carbon dioxide well. We can dump stuff down in here. Okay, now let's set up a bit of a water lock. Now, I'll probably just do that. I prefer to do it sort of going right, because that's the direction I want to head in. But it's okay, we'll just zigzag a bit. So we'll bring this down. Now, if I remember correctly, all you need to do for these is a little one of these. A little summon like this, I think. Is that too low? I think it might be too low. Pretty sure that's all you need to do though. Oh, this needs to be too deep. I know that. So we'll do it like that. Sure. And then plumbing. This isn't the right way to do it, but it's fine. It'll work. You'll see now what I'm up to. You'll see in a sec what the method to my madness exactly is. Okay, that'll drop water into there. And then they should be able to pass down and around that. I think without any trouble. Yeah, that should be okay. That should be okay. And as long as they can get up and go this way. Yes, that works. But now, of course, we're into the problem of we now have to go through some chlorine. It's not the worst idea. Oh my god, that's a lot of oxalite. It's like a snail. I've never seen that before. Holy shit, look at this. That's very cool. That must be some kind of Easter egg or something. Oh wow, that's amazing. Oh, I need to dig this up. Whoops. Lol. Oh wait, I remember what I'm doing wrong here. This needs to be one higher, so they can't climb over it. Like that, right? I'll just leave this bricked up so they can't climb over it. That should be fine. So now what we do is we just drop some bottled water in here, and we're going to say enable auto bottling so that they'll actively go and fetch water and then drop it in here. Also open this up. We'll just fill this whole space with carbon dioxide. And the reason I'm doing this is because the water will fill up this space, and the way the game, it's a bit of an idiosyncrasy really with the game, it'll stack. The water will stack on top of itself here and probably fill up these little corridors. And now, while it does mean the duplicants will get soppy feet every time they go through here, no gases will be able to flow up and around. And I'm really worried about things like this polluted oxygen, or, you know, hydrogen and chlorine, just gases accidentally escaping, because I'm going to be creating a lot of free space by digging up all this stuff, and I don't want any of it to flow back and catch me. Okay, let's also go ahead and drop in young tile. What resources have we got nearby? Is that granite? Okay, cool. So we put a granite tile just to save a bit of construction time, and probably better to make these ladders out of that too now. Granite. We're going to have so much of it available to us now. It's no longer really a problem to use it a bit more liberally, let's say. Okay, let's just dig up all this so they can path like that. Perfect. And then we'll run another tile, and then another ladder down. Lovely, and we'll just go straight down this way, and then we can path in either direction pretty comfortably. Okay, and then we can go investigate. We can go investigate 311. Nice. Let's go see what's going on over here. Well, let's not do all of it. I kind of just want to see what crops up, because if it's like a gas vent, I don't want it. But again, the water lock will help prevent that from happening. Let's also just set this at a really high priority so that they actively go and fill that up. There we go. So who's that? Ada is going to come. Oh, and they went to sleep. So the new update, I've sort of played around in the experimental branch, adds a lot of cool new stuff. Oh, we should probably get a new duplicant, shouldn't we? Build. Ooh, a lot of builders. Yeah, we always need builders. Mouth breather. Ooh, that kind of sucks, but you know, maybe Frankie could work. She's athletic, decent strength. You know, you'd make a pretty decent builder, to be honest. Alright, Frankie, welcome to the party. Oh, we don't have space for you. Oopsie. It's fine. For now, Frankie, you can just live right here next to the old printer pod. Oh god. Every time I wished they didn't add what they added in RimWorld, which is that ability to sort of like just click on an item and make a copy of it, because it just saves clickings. Lots of clicks. Saves all the clicks. Okay, let's go ahead and beeline down the fossil fuels and plastic manufacturing tree. I just want that available because as we start going lower, we're going to get access to coal eventually, and if we go north, we'll get access to the vacuum of space, which isn't really good for all that much. There's some really cool biomes up there, though. Like, the meteorites will crash all the time and deposit new resources and things. It's a good way to maintain the map. In earlier builds of the Unstable branch, which I played on, the meteorites, which I don't know how much higher up we are there, but the meteorites would eventually just, because they do destroy terrain as much as they add it, and sometimes they destroy a bit more or add a bit more, but it isn't a perfect balance. And so the meteorites would like sort of eventually tunnel all the way down, given enough cycles, like, you know, like 600 cycles type of thing. They tunnel all the way down. Okay, there we go, and the water lock has worked. But you'll see that it's going to drop. We need to get about, I think it's like about a ton, or maybe 2 tons worth of water in this space. So 2 cubic meters, and we'll have a fair amount of. See, that's just going to keep draining back down into this. How much water does a tile hold? Yeah, it's a ton. Okay, so we need 2 tons at least worth of water. Probably a bit more because I've got this sort of design. Not the end of the world. You can always, you know, plumb this back out once you're done. Okay, we're getting access to more and more of this stuff, but what we really need. Oh, this is done. Okay, let's wire it up. Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm actually probably gonna power this manually. We'll just stick a manual generator and an old school battery right there. And I think because this is temporary, I'm not gonna wire it up, you know, normal style. I think we'll do this just out of basic copper as well, and it'll be fine because this isn't going to be running very often, and I really only need to run it for a little bit before I'm going to be able to upgrade to better wires, better everything. So let's get that done. Oh shit, we can't. We need to get this dig out so we can go over there. Okay, there we go. Now it's stacking. Okay, so we have. Okay, so you just need to get a ton of water in the bottom tile. I'll put a bit more in because I don't think they carry anything away with them, as far as I can remember. But they will There we go. And I might want to make a little oxygen nook somewhere in here for them to breathe while they're working down there. Otherwise, they're going to keep pathing back up. And that just wastes a whole lot of time. Why don't you guys dig out some of this? This is igneous rock, not granite. Whoopsies. Okay, let's change this over to igneous rock, because they'll basically self-feed as they tunnel. Perfect. There we go. That's where the granite was coming from. We'll dig some of this out so we got some granite right here. I mean, there's a bunch there already, but let's make it more. And I think we can deconstruct this thing. Alright, nice. Waterlock complete. Alright, but I think, guys, that is going to be the end of episode 4 of Oxygen Not Included. If you have enjoyed this episode, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.